It is your all-star circuit of champions A-main showdown. Green flag is out, and a great start by Emerson Axum. Parker Price Miller making three-wide battle here for the second spot. Jason Persley on the outside, he'll hold over second. Devin Borden takes over the third spot. There's Parker Price Miller, goes topside. Here comes Brock Zierfalls to the inside for fourth. Battle between Cap Henry, Darren Knight, and Cale Thomas as caution flag will wave. Sterling Kling. Try this again. Persley now in control of the field. Green flag in the air. Good start for Persley. Here comes Devin Borden outside. Emerson Axum inside of Borden. He'll take over the second spot. So Axum now up to second. Devin Borden goes topside. Here comes Brock Zierfalls to the bottom. He'll get by Parker Price Miller. Brock Zierfalls on the move. He's going to try and duck to the inside here on Devin Borden. Not going to get by Borden out of turn two. Borden now trying to sneak to the inside here on Emerson Axum. Not going to get by Axum. Cap Henry, he's going after Parker Price Miller. Darren Knight has company as Steven Snyder Jr. Going to go around the top side here. That is actually the one of Dussel. Dussel on the bottom, Steven Snyder Jr. up top. The 27 of Snyder, just his 9th A-main start of his career. Traffic already on the horizon here for Jason Persley. Emerson Axum not far behind. Here comes Brock Zierfalls again. Red flag, Brandon Spithaler into the wall. See if they can get the 13 fixed and rejoin the field. So it looked like a line was broke on the 13. That probably will do it. Green flag back in the air. Emerson Axum with a really good start. Brock Zierfalls now goes to the inside on Devin Borden, side by side for the second spot. Cap Henry on the move. Cap Henry now going after the 71 of Parker Price Miller. Miller goes to the inside. He'll slide up in front of Zierfalls for the third spot. Parker Price Miller takes over third on a short slider in front. Now Cap Henry goes after Zierfalls. Cap Henry right now sitting in the 5th spot. Looking to improve his chances on going back-to-back Ohio Speedweek championships. Came in tonight second in points. Devin Borden holding on to the second spot. As slow as TJ Michael, he'll try and duck and slider there from the 71 of Parker Price Miller. Parker Price Miller gets by Devin Borden. Borden goes topside, cuts down out of 2. He's closing back in on the 71 here. He's going to slide up in front yet again. Battle between Parker Price Miller, Devin Borden. They're closing in on your race leader of Emerson Axum. Brock Zierfalls now has company. Cap Henry, Steven Snyder Jr. They're right there with the 3Z of Zierfalls. Lap cars still on the horizon as here comes the 71. Parker Price Miller tried, shut the door yet again, the 45. 2 more cars slow, and they're trying to pull in your race leader. We're going to keep it green. The 71 of Parker Price Miller holding off Devin Borden. Brock Zierfalls now closing in on that battle for second. Borden back to the inside. Devin Borden inside. He's going to slide up now in front of the 71. Parker Price Miller holds on to third. Brock Zierfalls on the horizon. So is Cap Henry. Caleb Henry now closing in on the 49X of Cale Thomas. Brock Zierfalls trying to go right on top. Into turn 3 and 4, bottom side for Borden. Zierfalls up top, right behind him, Steven Snyder Jr. closing in. The 27 on rails right now as he went top side of 3 and 4, closing in on this battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. And Caleb Henry joining the fray as well. Emerson Axum out in front, Parker Price Miller in second, but 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th up for grabs as Cap Henry now closing in on Devin Borden, goes to the inside. Devin Borden holds off Cap Henry. Here comes Caleb Henry now closing in on the 27 of Snyder. Parker Price Miller off the pace. The 71 of Parker Price Miller off the pace in turn 2. That's your 2nd place car, the only one close. As now Emerson Axum leads. Brock Zierfalls gonna hold the 2nd spot. Now 3rd up for grabs between Devin Borden and Cap Henry. Caleb Henry now gets by the 27 of Snyder. Caleb Henry on the move, closing in on this battle for third as Cap Henry goes to the inside. Cap Henry gets by Devin Borden. Here comes Caleb Henry as now Snyder almost kisses the wall in 3 and 4. Danny Dietrich closing in here on Steven Snyder Jr. Goes to the inside. There is Danny Dietrich as Caleb Henry gets by the 45 of Devin Borden. Brock Zierfoss slowly closing in as now it's a 2.5 second gap between your race leader and the Jonestown Jet of Brock Zierfoss. Cap Henry in the 101 of Caleb Henry going at it. Cap Henry in third, Caleb Henry in fourth. Cap Henry gonna block, Caleb goes underneath. Caleb Henry goes into turn number 1 and 2, inside, slides up in front. Cap Henry back to the inside. This time by 2 laps to go for your race leader of Emerson Axum. Brock Zierfoss is closing in on your race leader as Emerson Axum cannot get by lap traffic. Caleb Henry now gets by Cap Henry as still Axum behind Ryan Smith. Gonna go to the top side here. This time by white flag in the air for the 27. Brock Zierfoss not far behind. Caleb Henry now clear of Cap Henry. Down the backstretch, one final time they will go into turn 3 and 4. Zierfoss not close enough. Emerson Axum, he's gonna win here at Eldora. Brock Zierfoss in second, Caleb Henry in third, Cap Henry, Steven Snyder Jr., and Danny Dietrich, your top 5.